Coming up in this episode, Sky Sports game switched away from Wakefield. OKR coach concerned about opponent's pitch. And Rugby League museum plans in Kirklees are officially dead. Hill Dominance, Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Also, please remember that I'm still running my Buy Me a Coffee campaign. Just click on the QR code with your mobile device, your cell phone or whatever, and you'll be able to follow the links towards the donation page. It will go to a future Rugby League project, so get on board. Donate what you can. Anyway, so let's begin with our show. Where do we begin? Well, Wakefield. As Bellevue continues the pace in the transformation from the old to new, after new pictures have been revealed from their chairman John Minards about how things are going on, with the terracing being put in, getting ready to put in the executive seats, and also the roof has gone on most of the pitch. Well, the framework of it. Anyway, of the stand, I mean. But it's the greenery at the bottom that has come under scrutiny over the last few weeks, as some teams have been unhappy with the way that the pitch has been playing. This is even more prevalent when you see the pictures to the right about the blisters that occurred after Tom Johnson, the former Wakefield Trinity player, playing for Catalan in his first game back, playing rugby league for almost about 6 months, showing the blisters all over his legs after he had an abrasive, semi-artificial pitch has caused on the winger's legs. It's caused that much concern that Super League have decided that one of their league fixtures this weekend's between Wigan and Salford has been picked for the Sky Sports game rather than Wakefield's home game that was due to be played on Thursday. In fact, there have been constant pitch inspections at Wakefield's Bellevue to see if the pitch is worthy enough to play Super League games. This has caused a bit of derision in the press and from other clubs to come out and talk about it. The game at Bellevue is on Friday and is against Hull KR, as the away team have talked about the new high-bridge pitch that spans Bellevue has been through thoroughly extensive checks from the powers that be, but has been given the green light almost 24 hours after the initial inspection. The pitch inspection took place on Monday morning, with the RFL board left to make a final decision. They debated the course of action and finally decided the venue was suitable to use for the All Yorkshire Super League clash. As I said, the Hull KR's visit to Bellevue was going to be the Sky Sports game, but Sky Sports decided to show Wigan vs Salford Red Devils on Friday, and the televised fixture amendment for the Friday the 24th of March was confirmed on Thursday of last week. This change from the original scheduled fixture between Wakefield Trinity and LKR has been requested by the RFL and the RL Commercial following the recent issues regarding the playing service at the B-Well Stadium, Support Stadium, a Super League statement confirmed. The RFL and RL Commercial are grateful to all involved, the 4 Super League clubs and Sky Sports, for their cooperation and stress that Wakefield vs OKR's fixture remains scheduled for March the 24th. After many hours of discussion between the RFL powers that be, the original plan will now go ahead, and the Rovers will travel to West Yorkshire and have to deal with the pitch they deemed unfit for purpose on Monday. Out of KR's hands, they now have to deal with the controversy that will surround the fixture, albeit it's nothing directly to do with the Robins as such. It will be the first of 2 trips to Wakefield in 2023 for Willie Peters' men, who are due back at WF1 on the final day of the regular season in September. There'll be talk on why it took so long that the RFL to make that decision, with the length of delay suggesting that the fixture was set to be moved. However, no chance has happened for that to happen even, and a day after the checks, we finally have the end results with the game set to go ahead. In interviews, Hull KR boss Willie Peters seemed disgruntled and also said he would be disappointed if any of his players got injured due to Wakefield's controversial pitch. He admitted still having major concerns over Bellevue's hybrid surface despite the independent inspectors giving it the green light. This is following Catalan's comments, and also Huddersfield aired fears before it was deemed fit to use for some of their contest on March the 3rd. But Peters said some comments were made that the pitch was okay for the Huddersfield game. No, it wasn't. It was mentioned by people afterwards that were involved in the game that it wasn't okay. You can't be that naive when you've got all the photos of legs not in good shape. As a coach, I expressed my concerns. As a club, we wouldn't have had field inspections and gone through the process that we did if we didn't think there was an issue. As part of the inspections, Rovers' own groundsman and welfare manager both visited Bellevue last week and deemed the pitch unfit, as they felt the same after a second look on Monday. And they did feel the same, should I say. The game was even taken off Sky Sports due to the fears it might not go ahead, as bottom place Trinity, still seeking their first win of the season, were hosting it as planned. Peters was still naturally disappointed about the game going on, but he seemed to put it more to do with the welfare of players than anything else. I'm not disappointed, but there's no doubt if it is similar to what has been, and players end up with injuries, then I've seen, then naturally I'll be disappointed. As a coach, you're concerned about welfare of your players because that comes first. It's a brutal sport as it is. To see legs and the skin taken off the way it was, and players getting infected because of the pitch, we're in control of that. After seeing some of the images about what the players look like and getting feedback from other coaches and general managers, you need to care and look after your players. I haven't gone fishing for it. People have contacted me knowing where we're going to be playing on that pitch. That's why they had 2 inspections to make sure the pitch is okay. You're not going to make a song and dance about something minor. We'll respect the decision that has been made and go there on Friday to play. So Wakefield's pitch will be under tough scrutiny yet again on Friday, and it will be coming from all sides. 3 clubs have played there so far and 3 clubs have reported issues. Well, 2 clubs have played there so far and reported issues, and a third is coming Friday. The best thing to do will be to play the game, and if anything comes up, there might need to be some changes to Wakefield's pitch, and finances may go a different way. That could mean that Wakefield won't have the finances if they need to make changes to keep out of that bottom place position. Wakefield, though, are in the game coming up against Hull KR, might see it as a better advantage as they lost the heartbreaker in Golden Point, but Hull KR have lost the last 3. Be a tough game for both sides. Who do you think will win? Visit the Be Well Support Stadium have been picking up their injuries due to the pitch, Wakefield Trinity have also been picking up their own injuries, and with an injury list getting longer with Liam Hood missing out, Wakefield have been active in the transfer market in signing young Wigan hooker Tom Forber on an initial 2-week loan deal. The 19-year-old arrives to add depth to the squad, with Hood set to see a short spell on the sidelines after a failed head injury assessment in a defeat to Salford last time out. Forber was one of 7 players to make his Super League debut against Hull KR in August 2022, and the youngster impressed for the Warriors against Wakefield in the Reserves Grand Final. Forber has also featured on loan at Oldham, Newcastle and Whitehaven in the recent years. Forber will now go on to training with the squad today and tomorrow, and he's said to be in contention for Friday's game against the Robins. Forber said about the move that he was looking forward to meeting all the boys at training and ripping it in. It's a step up for me from playing in the reserves and being out on loan in the Championship, so I'm keen to get stuck in and do what I can for the team. By the tapes of the Super League last season, and that made me more hungry for more opportunities to come here and get some game time. It's something I'm really excited about. Mark Applegarth admitted that after Liam Hood's injury, he needed some depth in that hooker position, so brought in young Forber for the initial 2 weeks. Tom is joining us on a short-term loan and will link up with the squad's training tomorrow ahead of Friday's game with OKR. I'm really impressed by Tom when he played in the Reserves Grand Final last year and he made his Super League debut. I'm looking forward to welcoming him to the club and delighted he's on board. The 19-year-old has played 10 games in total over his rugby league career. One with Wigan Warriors last year, and then Oldham, Newcastle Thunder and Whitehaven all gave him experience, Whitehaven being the beginning of this year. Wakefield Trinity is his next port of call after he impressed for Whitehaven, and so far in 2023 he has played 2 games for Whitehaven before being recalled for this loan at Wakefield Trinity. Glad to see how he goes, but a young man to develop. It's good that Wigan have got players out of the Super League, as they had Forber and 2 others like Ramon Silva playing at Whitehaven and various others across the Championship. And he is one of the highest loaned players in Super League from Wigan. And finally we come to the George Hotel in Huddersfield, as it's set to become a boutique hotel under the Radisson brand in the final name of the coffin, in hopes of hosting and housing a rugby league museum in the actual birthplace of the Rugby Football League. Kirklees Council have reneged on previous agreements to turn the historic hotel, where Rugby League was founded in 1895, into the museum for the sport. A deal has now been agreed to turn it into a Radisson Red, one of the chain's boutique hotels, opening in 2024. The George Hotel is a Grade 2 listed building which dates back to 1851. A statement from the Rugby Football League's Rugby League Cares said, "We remain hugely disappointed by the council's actions and feel they have missed a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the part of Huddersfield, and specifically the George Hotel, played in the birth of Rugby League. We continue to explore our options for establishing a world-class National Rugby League museum and remain optimistic despite the challenging economical climate and experiences so far with the prospective partners of delivering a world-class facility the whole of the sport will be proud of." Now that the George has been given had a line written through it, several other towns and cities have previously expressed an interest in housing the Rugby National Rugby League Museum, including Bradford, Leeds, Warrington and Wigan, which will be revisited now the plans will change. There hasn't been a Rugby League museum since the closure of the Rugby League Heritage Centre in 2013, an exhibit which went on tour the following year, before it initially announced in 2016 that a permanent museum would have been sited in Bradford. When that fell through, it was announced back in 2020 that the Kirklees Council had won the bidding process to house the National Rugby League Museum in what was June of that year, with big hopes. It's hoped that the museum would have been open in time of the sport's anniversary in their 125th anniversary in 2020. At the time, Councillor Shebir Pandor announced that while leader of the Kirklees Council, this is absolutely fantastic news and really exciting to get started and bring rugby league home. We asked our residents what we wanted to see in Huddersfield Town Centre, and one of the most popular answers people gave was to bring the George Hotel back open. We listened and made a decision to buy the building so we can make sure it not only reopens but stays open. It is so much more than a building to the local people and to rugby league fans across the world. This is where it all began for rugby league, and there is no better place to create a museum that celebrates and remembers the history of the game. The bid from Kirklees Council had been centred around it's being located at the George Hotel, and the council purchased this venue in December 2020 for £1.8 million. However, Kirklees Council U-turned after the winning bid, saying it wasn't financially viable. Their latest position on the Rugby League Museum situation came in December, when a spokesman for the council said housing the Rugby League Museum within the George wasn't financially viable, so we instead reached out to Rugby League Cares about the possibility of including the museum in our cultural heart plans, just a short walk from the George Hotel. This decision now lies with Rugby League Cares and their partners, and in the meantime, our plans for the George will include a separate fitting tribute to the birthplace of rugby league. So the attempts to revive a rugby league museum rumble on, and there have been so many offers to host it in the past, probably will be revived again, with Batley also looking to be involved in the process, keeping it in the Kirklees area. Don't think it'll get the foot traffic that it deserves in Batley, but you never know. May provide a swell for Batley Rugby Club. Just one of those things. But I'm disappointed in Kirklees Council. They backed out on a deal. They changed their mind and sold, probably for a profit, a landmark that created rugby league. There is also plans to demolish a couple of wings of the George Hotel, which goes against the Grade 2 listing, unless they've got special dispensation. There's many people commenting that Huddersfield do not need another hotel in their limits. It's just a money-making scheme at this point. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and where do you think the Rugby League Museum should be located? And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, plus clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business. As long as you are respectful, you can talk about any rugby league subject, ones that we've gone through today in the video, or anything other that you have noticed. I'll try and give my honest opinion on the matter. Where do you think the Rugby League Museum should go? As I said in the last statement, I think it would suit as part of, I don't know, Wembley, Old Trafford, big venues, Newcastle even, big venues that host rugby league events. It's good to see foot traffic. There is one thing that always gets me though. The National Rugby Museum is at Twickenham, and it only houses one thing: rugby union stuff. I walked in there tomorrow and said, okay, can you point me to the rugby league section? They'd say, we haven't got one. Then why is it called the Rugby Museum? Only covering one type. Anyway, just my rant for the day. Anything else from the episode? Comment. I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. On the episode, as I always do, by wishing you all the very best. And please stay safe. And I'll see you in the next episode.